Hello. The reason why the camera bangs and clicks and pops right at the start of my videos is because I lean over and I put it on a stand. It's not really it's not a camera stand, it's actually an incense stand. I've got a tall incense stand. Thank you, Colin, by the way. Colin, I use it regular. I used to have a couple of laying down incense stick holders. I've still got one which is over my shoulder, which I use fairly regular. My beautiful friend Lisa, bless you darling, going through it at the moment. Lisa, bless you, bought me this one, and this one is to hold cones. You can see I've been using it because there's a dirty old cone in there. I don't know if you can see that, but whatever. And then Colin bought me a tall one when we linked up at some stage. I'll be there in a minute, Bode. Just realised I haven't topped this water up. We're just in from a really cold bimble and a game of BALL. Really cold. He now wants a drink, and I just remembered he drunk the last little drop before we went out. He's a good boy. He just sat there looking at me. 2 minutes, Bode, and then we sort you out. Yes, that's why the click, bang, pop, whatever, you know. Right, so you have to excuse me because we're just in, only just in, then we're having a fag, we're having a Slurpee, and we're sitting and we're chilling. Okay. So this little video is going to be about, it popped into my mind actually yesterday and also again this morning, which is about a neighbour of mine who's been very poorly, bless him, and it's really on the back of the video that I did just recently, the journey of grief. Well, this is a step back from that, and it's really to do with old age and getting used to a new way of being, I suppose, really. But a very quick story. My neighbour is quite elderly, he's 80, he might be 87 now, 88 he might be, but anyway, he's been poorly. He actually had a heart attack recently and he was in a hospital for about 6 weeks, something like that. Came out, he's not allowed to drive anymore. The DVLA have decided because of his age, when you have a heart attack, DVLA taking lots of consideration. How severe was the heart attack? How likely are you to have another heart attack? What was your health prior to the heart attack? What is your age now? Do you drive for a living? Blah, blah, blah. Take a lot of different things into consideration, but because he's 88, I think he's 87 or 88, they've decided no more. So he's not allowed to drive, so he's had to sell his car. Now, because I rent this bungalow and I rent my space over there, I prefer his space. So I saw him the other day and just asked how old he is and what have you, and I said, look, I said, you've sold your car, your space is empty, would you mind if I use it? I know it's your space, because obviously he bought his bungalow, so therefore he bought his space. And he said, no, by all means. He said, I'll never drive again, you know. I said, well, thanks for that, mate, I'll move over later, you know. I said, how does that feel, never driving again? And he said, well, it's a shame. He said, it's just one of those things. Now, he was a very fit young man. He was in the army. His big thing was running. He used to do cross-country running as a kid at school. When he was in the army, he used to do running, yomping, whatever that is, hiking and walking and climbing and running. And I've said running 5 times. So he used to do lots of running. He was always out in nature. Then he slowed up as he got older, so he started just walking. And he said to me, it was nothing, when I moved here a number of years ago, he said it was nothing for me to walk around all the local villages on a Sunday, take a flask, take sandwiches and disappear for the whole day. And these villages are quite spread out, so you can imagine he would do, I don't know how many miles. I suppose if you're not driving, it's probably less miles because you're walking across fields and lanes and stuff, but whatever, it's still a hell of a trek. And he used to do that fairly regular, you know. And then they got less and less, you know, and then he had to get a car, you know, and in recent years he's got a friend in the village, the bottom end of the village, and he used to go and see her 7 days a week. She's elderly, she's same as him, she's 92 though. So he used to go and see her, and they'd have a little meal together or a cup of tea, and he'd spend a few hours there and then come back. And then his passion was to go down the pub and sit and chat with the old boys for a couple of hours, and that was it, you know. Come back and go to bed. He used to go to bed about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening. But that was how he lived his life, that's fine, you know. And he said, so much has been taken away from me, you know. He said, I can't now drive to see my friend. She can't walk up here, she's 92, so he doesn't get to see her. He can't drink on the medication that he's on, so he doesn't go down the pub. So he doesn't really leave his bungalow. I saw him, he was leaving his bungalow to go down the pharmacy just to get his meds. And I said, oh, it's not very good. I said, what do you do now? And he said, well, just watch telly. And that's all he's got now, is just to watch telly. So his driving has been taken away, his walking has been taken away, his drinking has been taken away, his passions has been taken away, and what he's left with is just sitting and watching telly. That's it. But you know, we get used to that, don't we, really? We get used to a different way of being. But it's so sad, I think, really, you know. But I mean, I'm going through it, you're going through it, everybody's going through it, you know. You're born fit and healthy, and by the time you're in your 40s, you're probably wearing glasses, you know, probably. Or your hearing's going a little bit. Or, you know, your gums are receding, so you've got pains in your teeth, or your hairline's receding. It never happened to me, but it does happen to some people. You know, and that's just in your 40s. You know, and then when you get into your 50s, I struggle to walk now. I really do struggle to walk. And I don't want to look at the negative side of my life, really, but, you know, I'm walking less and less. And it hurts, it's painful, it's difficult. But I still do it, I still walk if and when I can. Not too far, but I do. You know, and even that, not too far. You know, I know that within 100 yards I've got to stop, really. You know, and I never used to do that, never. I bought, it's a bit embarrassing, I bought one of these. No, it's not a man nappy or something like that. I even bought one of these. Can you see it? For when I drop things, I can pick them up. Because my back is often so bad now with osteoarthritis that I can't physically get down there to pick things up. So I've got a bloody grabber. You know, how long before I need something else? You know, like a rock up my arse to get me out of bed. But yeah, old age can be awful. I mean, some people are fit and healthy and that's great, but old age can be awful. You know, and we do get used to it. It's just a new way of being, you know. My real love, I suppose, I've got lots of loves, music and art and poetry and nature, and it goes on and on, really. I love writing and I love reading, you know. Just spending time with my dog, doing whatever. But all of that probably would boil down to nature. I love being outside. I love being in nature. And I am now finding that quite difficult to do. So things then come in and take the place. So my art has taken the place in a way. I would spend longer doing my art now than I would bimbling. 3, 4, 5 years ago, it was the other way around. I would spend half the day bimbling and a couple of hours on my art. It's definitely the other way around now, you know. But at least I've got that, and I've got that to look forward to, and it's something that I do love and I do enjoy. You know, it really is good for me to do. So that's good, you know. hopefully my eyes won't go so that I lose that. But then what if they do and I lose that? So you lose the nature, you lose the walking, you lose the ability to read or do your art. So then you think, okay, well I can't do that, so now I just listen to music, and then you go deaf. And then you think, okay, well I just sit here. Is that it? Is that how we're all going to end up? You know, I think no matter what's out there in the future, none of us know, the idea of life, the meaning of life, is to give life meaning. And to give it a purpose, and to be, just to live each day the best that you can, on your level, your way, you know, just enjoy your life your way. And if you've enjoyed your day this day, then that's great, that's all you can ask for, you know. And if you enjoy tomorrow as well, that's a bonus. And if it's the following day you enjoy, you know, I suppose, you know, really when we think about it, although we lose things, we also gain things. Perhaps we don't have an employer anymore. Well, that's a bonus. It's got to be, you know. Things like that. So, yeah, I think the meaning of life is to give life meaning. It's very, very simple, that really. And the meaning of your life is some form of purpose, which should be happiness. I think happiness overrides the needs of anything, of money, of prestige, of kudos, of whatever. I think happiness is the overriding factor, and if you can inject some happiness into your life, great. And even if your life has changed, you can no longer do this, you have to do that. But as long as you're happy doing that, or reasonably happy, that's all we can ask for. It's good stuff, isn't it, really? Okay, we're off. We're off to finish my Slurpee and my fag. And then have a tidy round. And see what the day brings. Lisa, I love you dearly. Take care, everybody. If you can get outside, get outside. Even if it's just for a short time, get outside. Take care. Be back soon and be well.